Hello and welcome back to Pig Row. At last we have found the camera! Yay! Like any kind of housework, any kind of building work in the house, you pack things away to keep them safe. You pack them in a safe place, and guess what? You forget that safe place. And today we found the camera, and today, believe it or not, the weather's turned, as you can see from my hat. It's gone from a glorious sunshine to, well, grotty, wet, cold, nasty, damp, bone crunching, wet rain and wind. So we're in the glass house today, so that's a bonus. And what we're going to do is we're going to sort some things out in the glass house. Let's have a quick look around the glass house and I can show you what's been going right and what's been going wrong. It's quite comical really. I just said a minute ago that we've gone cold and wet and grey, and if you can look on the film here you can see, let's have a look outside. We're getting a bit of sunshine coming through. Just a bit. Not a lot, but a bit. But let's talk about what's gone really well in the greenhouse over the last year. And this is our real success story for us. Something that we're really excited about, and that's our staging. If you have a look at it under here, you see it, all these plants under there. Just to show you how cold it's got. We've got fleece, we've got covers over them, everything. But that staging we built for less than £3. All the materials were recycled from other projects, or given to us, or donated to us, or just found in skips. And to give you an idea, if you can see here, some folded up shop bought staging that we bought from Drovers, years ago. And this cost about, at that time, £27. Now we're going back a long time now. So the same kind of staging today, we looked in the catalogues, go between £39.99 right up to a whopping £95 for cedar staging. There's no competition. I'm not a DIY expert in any shape or form, but by carefully looking at plans, drawing out and measuring everything, we've got a staging for less than £3. Now, the downside in the glass house has been the removal of this bed. Originally we were going to have 2 banks of staging, but we ran out of material. And then we discovered the staging that we have on this side, which fills 12 foot of the greenhouse, was more than adequate for us. So we had this on this side. And we noticed in last spring and this spring that the greenhouse seemed to be getting colder. And it wasn't the weather, because last spring it was glorious, and this spring has turned out to be glorious. And we think the reason is, and we know what the reason is, it's because there's no heat coming from the ground. This weed suppressant is also suppressing the heat. It does retain some heat, but then it goes very quickly. So it's no use to us. So what we're going to do is we're going to take it all out on this side of the greenhouse, put a bed back in, put more manure in, add more soil, and at the far end here, we're going to put a water butt. As you can see, there's water butts outside there. And what we're going to use that for is what we call biomass. It's going to be filled with water, it's going to heat up during the day, and it's going to let that heat out during the night. These are 230 litres, 240 litre drums. So there's plenty of heat in there to be let out during the night. We're also going to add things like antifreeze to stop it freezing in the winter. And also under the greenhouse staging here, as you can see, it's just weed suppressant material. We're going to be adding stone on there, probably black stone or a dark stone, something that keeps the heat in and then releases it at the night. So let's crack on. Let's get rid of this bed, reopen it up, and have a growing area once more. So as you can see, that's the soil underneath. it's really tired. So we're going to dig in, well, fork in some compost and some manure. And you can see it's really tired because if you come down here, we're on a hillside, as you can see. I don't know if you can just see underneath there. There's daylight. That's never a good idea in a greenhouse, especially on a windy hillside, because the wind can just get under there and rip it up. That's probably another reason why the greenhouse has been getting cold, because slowly the earth has been sinking away under the pressure of the pots that have been on top of the weed membrane. So let's crack on with it. So as you can see, we brought in an old grow bag. It's one from last year that we opened up but never used. It's been stacked in a corner of the garden for a while. I've just added it to the soil. I'm using hand tools mainly because I have spinal problems and I find it a lot easier to work on my hands and knees, which makes me a bit of a clumsy gardener because my backside tends to hit things and crush it. But that's the way it goes. It's the ups and downs of gardening. So we're doing this, we're adding some compost, then I'll go and start to get in buckets of manure and I'll fork those in and hopefully it'll revitalise the soil. Also, it's a good opportunity to find out if there's any nasty weeds in here. So you'll tend to see me when I garden. I carry around buckets like this. And it's not because I'm trying to be fancy or in one of those magazines that try to make you seduced by gardening by having a pretty bucket or a pretty watering can. Simple reason is, again, I've got spinal problems and that's probably the maximum I can lift without causing untold damage during the day. So I tend to work on small buckets. Means that jobs take a bit longer for me, but that doesn't matter if you're out in the open or you're in a greenhouse. And it has gone glorious all of a sudden, so it's really nice to be in the greenhouse. So here we are, a bucket full of manure. I bet you never wanted that for Christmas, did you? So there we go. It's turned sunny now, and there's 2 bags of manure in here and 2 bags of compost.